Hey everybody, Mr. Bucko here with all your problems from your Chapter 8 practice test for Algebra. I'm going to crank out all these things here. I'm going to do a couple in this video, and I'll post a couple other videos going through the remainder of the problems. Starting at the beginning here, we have Algebra Skill 31, where you are asked to simplify this with a single power, where we have 5 squared to the 9th power. And we'll notice here we have two exponents. We're going to use the power of a power property. Not that you need to know the name of that, but when you see this, you should know that this means 5 squared to the 9th power. So what this really means is we have 9 5 squareds. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 5 squareds. 5 squareds, multiply it by itself 9 times. And then 5 squared means 5 times 5. So we have 5 times 5, 5 times 5, 5 times 5, again and again and again. So if we expanded this, we would have this many 5s. This 5 squared are these two 5s, the next two 5s are the next 5 squared, so on and so forth. So we have all these 5s lined up here. And if we count how many 5s there are, we will find that there will be 18 5s. So to write that as a single power, we have 5 to the 18th power. Now all of this work here is completely unnecessary once we identify the pattern of what's happening, is that when you have a power to a power, all we're doing to get this 18 right here is multiplying the 2 and the 9. So when we have a power to a power, we just multiply the 2 and the 9 together, or the exponents together, to get our new exponent, which would be 5 to the 18th. And then all this work becomes unnecessary to do because this pattern will hold true no matter what our exponents are. Next one, Algebra Skill 32, where we have x to the 4th times y to the 5th times x to the 7th. Another way to write this problem, the parentheses are a little confusing, but all that means is that we're going to multiply these things together. What I have on the screen here means exactly the same as what you see in the problem. And when we multiply things together that have the same base, in this case the x and the x, we have x to the 4th and x to the 7th. What we are going to do is add those exponents together because we have 4 x's here multiplied by 7 more x's here. So if we wrote all that out, we would have 11 x's. And then the y stays the same, y to the 5th, because there are no other y's to combine that with. It's just y to the 5th. And we cannot do x times y because we don't know what x and y are. So this simplified version would be x to the 11th times y to the 5th. Algebra Skill 33, we have a to the 3rd times b to the 5th divided by a to the 12th. We have a to the 3rd over a to the 12th, and by using the quotient rule for exponents, we are going to subtract these exponents on the a, 3 and 12. So we're going to do 3 minus 12. Not 12 minus 3, 3 minus 12. You take the exponent in the numerator minus the exponent in the denominator, and we get a negative 9. And then the b to the 5th will stay because there's no other base of b to combine that with. So we have a to the negative 9th, b to the 5th. And you could leave that as it appears, or you can change the negative 9 to a positive if you are asked to write it without negative exponents by changing that to b to the 5th over a to the positive 9th if you are asked to do that. And this is what you would have as a result of that. B to the 5th over a to the 9th by moving this a to the negative 9th to the denominator of the fraction. And you would make this a fraction by putting this over 1 and then moving the a to the negative 9th to the denominator to make it positive.